This video is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, where you can find cool stuff in stock.
Hello, happy Easter, and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me at CGB. You're probably watching this the day after Easter, but here I am on Easter recording for you with special Easter hair. Wilder than normal. Sign that somebody slept in extra today. So, enjoy this rat's nest on my head and this video where we are playing DIMIR Flash. If you've looked at the Ikoria cards coming out, you know that DIMIR Flash is definitely going to be getting a lot more tools with the new set, so I thought it would be a nice idea to look at what is available to the archetype before Ikoria drops, because once it does, this deck is never going to look the same. And if you want to see the new Ikoria cards in action, or you want a nice review of them, you should subscribe to the CGB Gaming channel, because that's where the video is going to be, the one about the crafting guide, similar to what I did for Theros. That will be up before the set drops. And you should come out to Twitch on Wednesday. Wednesday on Twitch. In the bar thing over there as a reminder, but Twitch channel link in the description. Sponsored by Wizards of the Coast. The early access event on Twitch will be taking place all day on Wednesday, so come over, say hello, and see what awaits us in Ikoria. I've been hard at work with my community on Twitch, brewing up a lot of decks for the event. I think you're gonna like them. Pretty exciting set. A lot of neat cards, a lot of controversial cards, a lot of cards that people think are bad, and I think might be good. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, checking out DIMIR Flash here today, the plan is to be the Flash deck that counters and kills all of the things, and then flashes in things and attacks the opponent to death. Kind of evil, might annoy some people a bit, and it's definitely not Simic Flash. The downside compared to Simic Flash, we don't have the powerful cards that are Nissa Who Shakes the World, and we don't have Night Pack Ambusher or Frilled Mystic. What we do have instead is cheap actual removal in the form of Tyrant Scorn. We can actually kill something that hits the board. So Blacklands Paragon also has that death touchy thing, so it can trade with something that hits the board. But without those power heavy hitters, we have to also rely on overwhelming card advantage. So we use Hydroid Sailor, no, Spectral Sailor and Hydroid Chadwick, no. But Gadwick the Wizen to draw a bunch of cards, and Spectral Sailor, so just get a bunch of cards. Then I have two fun-ofs that honestly might not make the cut in your spiky deck, but Thrix the Sudden Storm and Lochmere Serpent are both here to flex some flash muscles in this particular archetype. Other than that, pretty straightforward. I would say that this deck, it's not tier competitive probably, so I'm going to start out playing a few unranked games. If I'm winning them too easily, we'll play some ranked. I like this format for a video. And yeah, we're going to dive in and let the DIMIR Flash nonsense begin. And you know, if you haven't been into this archetype or checked it out at all, it's a good time to look at how it works before the real powerful cards for this deck come out on Wednesday. Thursday, everybody else should get the cards after an update on Thursday. All right, see you in the games. All right, we're on the play. We have the Quench and the Sailor and the Scorn. The real question is, do we get the Sailor down right away? And I'm going to go for that. I'm going to go for Instant Sailor. Red, you say? Nemesis. So let's line up double island to prepare for the Quench. And we'll just kind of slowly take our time with this Scry and then having Tyrant Scorn available. No. Absolutely not. Being on the play is so nice, isn't it? Isn't it? Borrower. I kind of just want to hit another land drop. Borrower isn't fantastic against red. It's okay, but it's also another threat, which we need, so I'll keep it. Sure, the red deck will kill it just fine, but I don't think the red deck is going to give me a lot of time to draw cards with Spectral Sailor anyway. Another one? No. Denied. Take that, Red Mage. Alright. They play a Scorched Spitter. Let's keep up the attacks. I think I want to try to trade this Spectral Sailor for this Scorched Spitter. I want to see what they do, though. Robber of the Rich. That's something I can kill. Alright, they try to go to attacks. Let's remove the Robber before it gets to exile anything. Pew pew. Alright, let's bring in the Sailor and see if the opponent has a Bone Crusher Giant, which would be a bit of a blowout, to be honest, letting them have the other side of the Bone Crusher Giant. Rats. Maybe I should have played around it. Alright, so I still want to trade my Sailor for their Spitter, so I'll hold this back. But we're looking at Sag Cutthroat without land. They don't even try to play the Bone Crusher Giant. Alright, this is an opening to get the Cutthroat down. It will probably also die. Always have multiples of this card, don't they? It really is like their best card at this point in the meta. Alright, I'll throw it back to you, but now we can at least threaten to draw a card or two. And they go in for a 3-mana 4/3. We definitely don't want to bounce that card, but we can scorn it. We're not going to counter it, we may as well let it resolve. And I think I'll draw a card here rather than kill it. I'm really looking for another counter. Wow. Awkward. I'm curious if they go for an Ember Cleave here. I can borrow or scorn. That seems pretty good. Do we take this block? Do we need these cards? The opponent's just not going to give me time to spend 4 mana drawing cards very often. That's the problem with the Sailor in this matchup. Alright, here's the Ember Cleave. Let's see what they equip to. They go to the Giant. Alright. So we can kill that, or we can bounce the Giant, or we can bounce the Ember Cleave. I like killing the Giant. Alright, we cleared up the board. We'll be looking for Gadwick now. We could have shocked and also flashed in Borrower on end step, but I want to borrow this Ember Cleave before I cast the other side. Another land is not what we need. We need Gadwick. Gadwick, where art thou? Alright, we may as well get this spent. I think my opponent has a few Ember Cleaves in hand. Not many other things make sense for them to be holding on to. Yep, that's what I thought. Weird that that had flash though, and they could have just played that on my turn, but I guess maybe they really wanted the counter. I don't know. Alright, let's try to get some attacks in before the opponent comes back on us. Black Lance Paragon can be good, but not good against Ember Cleave. But if we force our opponent to start blocking... Alright, they suit up. Let's go ahead and flash in the Paragon. And now we have a lethal Crackback threatened here. And we draw the Borrower. That is clutch. Right off the top. And they scoop it up. Wow. Yeah, this is solid if we draw into land. So hold on to your butts. Land is the planned. Yeah, if I could stack my deck, it would be something like Watery Grave and 3 islands in a row. Always gotta ninja that Sayla. Ninja Sayla. Opt might help us do it. It's going to be difficult, though. If we end up using this Quench, we don't get to Opt. Ooh, passing turn, okay. Land. Only land. No! Not like this. Not like this. Risen Reef, we're not doing that. Shut that down. Okay. Oh man, it got scary there for a minute. The perfect hand was a little bit away. That missed land drop could still come back to bite us. If we had hit it, we'd have a sabotage ready, but we don't. Another Risen Reef and we can't stop it. But we can scorn it. 2 reefs down. 2 to go. And they always draw every single last freaking one of them, don't they? You know they do. Alright, let's pay 2 life, threaten to draw a card if they do nothing. And now the hand is looking good. Cavalier of Thorns, Nosa. Nah. Sinister CGB checking in. People say I look like this. Oh no, the toxicity is coming. Not like this. They're nailing me with the Your Goes. Asa is fine because we can bounce it. In very rude fashion. Now we're just going to use the Sabotage and set up the Gadwick. Once we cast Sabotage, then we'll want to Gadwick to refill the hand, but this is allowed to resolve. If the opponent does nothing else, I'll just chill and draw cards. It looks like they might be planning to use the tap down ability. If that's their play, we can do this pretty much indefinitely, because we draw a whole bunch of cards from the experience. But it looks like they don't have anything to play, or they don't have anything they're willing to see countered. So, just keep hitting lands, keep trying to get the attacks. What do you think? Should we play the Gadwick to make sure we keep the pressure up? I guess we should. Just get those cards now. Another Tyrant Scorn, and now all the land we can find. Cavalier, denied. And we'll see if the opponent has something else to play, like a Risen Reef here, to take advantage. It's another threat, so I'll keep it. But it's not a counter, so things could get dicey. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So even numbers, so I can afford to play the Scryland. Fires of Invention. Yeah, okay. You get 1 more spell. It better be amazing. Cavalier of Flame. That's not bad, but we just bounce it. It's fine. Alright, a little scry action. On your way to your doom. It looks like the Peter Glogowski list, although I don't think he had Cavalier of Gales. Which is, it's Elementals mixed with Fires of Invention and Agent of Treachery Thassa. And that's the game. The deck is delivering so far. Feels as evil as can be. So let's try it out in the ranked. See if the diamond folks are prepared for DIMIR Flash. It's not bad. It's on the draw. We have a removal spell and a counter, and we have the lock mirror, so we'll give it a try. What did our opponent bring for us? Swamped Gutter Bones. Gross. Alright. Do I want to trade a Sailor for this Gutter Bones? Probably. Oh no, I need to trade it for the Butcher. Alright, Spectral Sailor, take one for the team. Rakdos has taken over the meta, both best of 1 and best of 3. People are into this deck. I see it everywhere all the time. I'm just gonna wait to see if they play something like a Mayhem Devil. Midnight Reaper. Yeah, that is a killable thing. And they get up a card. We're so far behind in this game already. This game is already pretty bad. We did draw enough land to play this Serpent eventually, though. Witch's Oven. No. Absolutely can't allow that. Quench, I guess I'll keep it. Might catch a 3-drop. Crap. They're just so far under us, it's not close. Okay, you're gonna have to carry me. But that's a good play for next turn. Something they may have a lot of trouble dealing with. Yeah, gotta counter that. We're gonna drop the Sudden Storm on him. Oh, look, it's another Butcher. Hello. And they still get so much damage in. It's absolutely gross. This makes my spells cost 1 less, so I do have the mana for this Serpent. I don't want things that can be claimed. I want counter spells. If I find counter spells, I should be able to take this game. Serpent can also sacrifice swamps to gain a life and draw a card, which it's looking like it's going to come to that. Alright, Goat Token. Goat Gamer. Claim the Firstborn, give it haste. Feeling strong. Here's the big one. Opponent's probably like, what are these cards? And why are they hurting me? 2 life. Against Haste City. So I should... How much should I hold back and how much should I attack to try to close the game? That's the new question. With a Quench in hand, I think I can start attacking. The Lock Mirror can get blocked by the Goat unless I sacrifice an island. But I guess depleting their resources is a good play. So, let's roll. They refuse to throw the 0-1 under the bus. Their beloved 0-1 Goat. Oven. Can't do anything about that now. No cats. Devil. Quenched. This is 11 damage and they're at 12. So close. Alright. Let's give up a swamp and gain a life and draw a card. Could definitely matter. And let's do it again. We've only got this one more to give up. No counters. No counters yet. Oof. Look at this. So if I don't play the swamp, I can't draw a card anyway, so the scry isn't that meaningful, and gaining the life is probably the most important thing. So let's hit the opponent in the air, and then next turn we sacrifice the island to the Lochmere Serpent, and it's unblockable and we win. We can't win this turn anyway, so we may as well get the sure hit in. By the way, the opponent gets food. Does that save them? 4 plus... Let me think. So I take them down to 8, and then next turn the attack is for 11. That does not save them. 1 piece of food does not save them. They would have to eat both of these and then eat all of the food. And if they're doing that, they're falling too far behind. Alright, they didn't use the oven to throw on the goat and make the food. So what do they draw? They draw the bones. Sure. You got it. Yes. Give me that diamond. Gimme that diamond. Yeah, baby. Opts and scorns and sabotages. Looks like proper control. And on the draw, we're probably going to need it. If the opponent comes out aggressive, scorn into sabotage, still might end up taking a lot of damage. Hello? Well, hello. Alright. A sailor. Now we have a creature to go with it. Let's see. And our opponent's doing nothing. No Bone Crusher Giants. Love it. That is a nice swamp, but I need another island. Okay, this should be nothing, because the opponent didn't have anything last turn, and if they didn't have anything last turn, they top-decked this. So their hand is awkward. They did not keep a great grip. We need an island. We need an island. Should I dig now? No. I was thinking if I dig now, maybe I find a tap land, and then I have double islands the turn after, but I think I need this available. I might have to brazen borrow a Wilderness Reclamation. Okay, that's a card. It has hexproof, so we can't kill it this turn, which is a big problem. Is a big problem. It's going to throw off the tempo quite a bit for us. Island. Island. Jeez, deck. So I think I have to take a beating from this for a little while. I have to be ready to counter the next thing or try to remove the next thing. I guess I could do this now. And then I could brazen borrow what they play or cutthroat if they do nothing. And then have sabotage next turn, but I hate it. Just let it be known, I do not like having to play things on my turn. This is not why I play the DIMIR Flash pile. Yeah, Spellbreaker is going to have to be a card that the deck watches out for when the DIMIR Flash deck comes roaring out in Ikoria. I guarantee you're going to see it. People are way too hyped about the DIMIR Flash cards. No! No, not again. No. Not like this. Oh, we're stomping. Oh, I can't even stop it. Okay. Cool. Just getting abused by Gruul Spellbreaker. Oh, you're not blocking. Island. We have to do this now. Just getting abused by lands and Gruul Spellbreaker in this game. But we're not done yet. For example, that is very good for us. They use all their mana, and it heads straight back to hand. And what was their keep? Domri's Ambush, Spellbreaker, Questing Beast, 2 land. And still something else, so maybe an Embercleave. Still hanging out. The Brazen Borrowers are ready, though. Pelt Collector. Okay. Questing Beast. Well, it makes the Brazen Borrower plan a lot worse. Like, bouncing this isn't as good now, so we'll have to just Sinister Sabotage. Nope. Well, the opponent scoops it up. We were definitely on the path there, though. Our little Brazen Borrower was a true Tarmogoyf. On the play, 2 lands. Hopefully we scry into a 3rd. I think we're good. I think we're good here. Yadwick. Gosh, I keep bottoming these because I keep having these 2 land hands that I'm trying to work out. More land, I guess. The solution to everything is more land. Ooh. Do I want to prepare the Sabotage? What could they play on turn 2 that I would have to respond to? I think I want to prepare the Sabotage. Keep shipping useful cards away. Those Scrylands are holding up, though. Alright, Sultai. As a slow deck with expensive cards like Casualties of War, we should be able to compete. Never mind. I don't know what this is, but we'll let that happen so I can get a clock on the board with the Paragon and the Sailor. Looks like it's 5-color fires, though. Pay another 2 life. Now we have all the dual lands. Had none of them last time. Perfectly fine. Fires of Invention. No. Yes, we'll keep a Quench. The opponent may have the land to play around Quench with Fires of Invention next turn, but I guarantee they're going to try to resolve something larger someday. Nope. He's a Quench mode. I know, oh! Oh, the Fabled Passage of Shame. Oh, it's F's in the chat. If you've ever done that, I know I have. I've certainly made that mistake plenty of times. Do we want to process a borrower? I think we just want to scorn this. Alright, clock's still ticking. Eat life. Kenny boy. If I borrow it, that took all their mana, and then they have to try to play it again next turn, and I replay the borrower, and I get them to 1. And I still have a Sabotage if they try to sweep me. Oh, if I had 1 more land, I'd want Lochmere Serpent to do the honors. And that is the Flash game for sure. If there's a place Flash is favored, it's against Fires. That is not a good hand. That is better. I feel like I need all the interaction and need to ditch the Gadwick, which I don't think we've resolved a Gadwick today. Just hasn't even happened. The case where like we have all the land out in the empty hand of spent stuff. It's just our opponents haven't made it that far. Temur, and they're holding up mana. Interesting. Always nuke the growth spirals. Yeah, you could have resolved that, but you didn't. You let me quench it. At this stage in the meta, people have figured it out. Just don't let anybody resolve a growth spiral. Just deny that every time. They're gonna do it again. Okay, so do we try to dig up a counter here? I don't think so. I think this one we let go. If we have 3 mana open, it will make them think we might have a counter and they won't play their Wilderness Reclamation potentially. Even if they do, we can borrow bounce it and opt. Oh, they're going to try to Castle Vantress us. I see. I see. Well, Spectral Sailor is pretty good at that. The Tyrant Scorn can save the Spectral Sailor from removal, but I don't think the opponent will kill it here on my end step. But we'll see. Maybe they will. You've got the guts for that, opponent? Yeah, that's what I thought. Nobody respects the Sailor. Scorching Dragonfire. I had thought it would be Bone Crusher. So, we can bounce it. That again takes the counter shields down, and it does waste their Scorching Dragonfire. But I think the Scorns might have a better job, and since I have another Sailor anyway, let's let that resolve. The important thing here is they didn't get to Scry. They ended up having to spend their mana. How about another Sailor? We could go for the Borrower, but I like being able to bounce a Wilderness Reclamation. Hit. Are we scrying now? Looks like they're thinking about it. They play their own Borrower. Okay, that's fine. I can scorn that. I don't have to do it now either. I'm not really in a rush, especially if they attack me. Okay, they want to be aggressive. That's fine with me. I'd rather draw cards. I'd rather take some damage and get ahead on cards right now, because that's what the real battle is going to be. I could hold back the Sailor, and then the Borrower just may not attack. I'm curious what they do. At this point, though, I bet they'd trade this for this. So I think they'll attack anyway, but I plan to scorn anyway. Tough choices. So if we may as well get the damage. If they're going to attack anyway, and we're not going to block anyway, we may as well get the damage. Not trying to resolve the scorn here, or anything. Make them do something on their turn. Okay, so let's hit that thing with the Tyrant Scorn. Destroy target creature with convert mana cost 3 or less. Actually, we're going to draw a card anyway. We may as well do this first. It might play into their Quench, but if they have one, I just want them to spend it. And we might hit a Cutthroat, which I'd rather play a Cutthroat and keep being aggressive. Haven't found another counter though yet, and I could really use one. Okay, Quench. That might be able to catch something. We're also going to start looking for opportunities to get these Borrowers out. Our opponent kept one on top last time. Let's see if they keep one this time. You can guess they'll have like Expansion Explosion, Wilderness Reclamation, maybe a counter to go with it, like a Thassa's Intervention, maybe not. All right. Go ahead and play a Borrower. Maybe they try to counter this. Okay, they are going to counter it. For 2? That means I can pay 4, right? Okay. You got something else? All right. I can't make this stuff up, everybody. I just can't do it. It just keeps happening. They play their own Borrower. We can bounce their own Borrower or kill their own Borrower. We can also quench this, but I want to save the quench and try to catch an Expansion Explosion. So Tyrant Scorn. We're gonna use the Tyrant Scorn. We're still in the spot to use Petty Theft or Quench and draw cards. Drawing cards. All about drawing cards. So, resolve that. Bounce it at the end of second main. If they go for it again, we can quench it. Yep. I think their last card is going to be Explosion, so they're still in this game. They can draw a whole bunch of cards with that. 4 cards to be exact. They're down to 6, facing Borrower and probably Spectral Sailor, and if we top deck a Quench, it's on. They know we're empty-handed right here. If they're smart, they wait till end step until I activate the Sailor, because then I can't draw into a counter spell. At which point we could just say go. Or we could play our own Borrower, which I think is the smartest, is to play another Borrower. But you see, I'm puzzling it out. Oh, it's not Expansion Explosion, it's Thassa's Intervention. Digging 3 cards deep. Let's draw a card now. Wow, that's just game. Right? No, it's not. It's not. We should make, because we only have 4 damage on board. Opt, sure. They say go. Let's bring out the Borrower. They might kill one of these while we're tapped low. Not unreasonable. Nope. They scoop it up. I'm not gonna lie. Overperformed by a mile. I didn't edit any games out. There were no, like, I lost to mono red because I was on the draw moments. Yeah, you got to see every game I played today because it's Easter and my wife is wondering why the hell I'm working. See, you know, the people need their CGB, honey. You're just gonna have to wait a few more minutes. But yeah, deck is overperforming right now. The Serpent and the Thrix even got together to flex their muscles at one point. The Brazen Borrowers, the Cutthroats, and the Paragons are all getting that damage in, but the MVP is definitely the Spectral frickin' Sailor. This card just, it provides that tiny bit of annoying pressure, but it can also trade with cheap 1-drops from the opponent and 2-drops, and when it gets to draw cards, you just start getting further and further ahead, and you play the card advantage game well. So the wise mage respects the Spectral Sailor. And yeah, I think the only thing I'd wonder is, does it need more land? Do we have 24? Should that be a 26 land deck? Could the Paragons get cut? Could the kind of cute Thrix and Serpent get cut for more lands? Perhaps that is the way the deck should be. But this deck is about to undergo an extreme makeover. Home edition. Like, the cards coming for DIMIR Flash, it is pushed. So get ready for a lot of that, and maybe some Sultai Flash as well. And of course, everybody's favorite, Simic Flash. They'll all be there. So that is coming with Ikoria's release, which for most of you will be on Thursday. And I will be playing in the early access event sponsored by Wizards of the Coast on Wednesdays. So hit the link in the description, come over to Twitch and say hello. And when you buy some Ikoria product, you can order from CoolStuffInc.com and use the promo code CGB5. It lets them know that their sponsorship of me is working, and that means a lot to me. So huge favor, if you go to Cool Stuff Inc., use promo code CGB5 for a discount. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope in the final hours here before Ikoria drops, you get your DIMIR on. And yeah, that's it for me. Happy Easter. See you next time. Bye.